How's your week going so far?
It's going just great. Going
Excellent.
fast like all of them do, but just...
So, how are they doing for you so far?
You know, they are putting effort into everything that they do. They participate. They're trying to do all of the work that I give them. They do everything. Right now they're in the classroom and they're taking a science test, and
Really?
I would say they were ready for it. They've been doing the work all along, so it'll be fun to see how they did on the test in the end.
Excellent.
Without being able to take it home and have anyone tutor them and help them, so it'll
Yeah.
be fun to see how they did.
Yeah, that sounds good. So you see that participation is pretty good in class?
It's good, very good. Sometimes they're starting to get where if they're confident, they'll raise their hand to answer a question. Nancy is. Kathy seems to struggle a little bit more with verbally being, always understanding what I'm saying and what the kids are saying. But then again, the kids are starting to talk with Kathy and Nancy a lot more too, so they're getting a lot more English interaction with the children.
How would you say that's going, them interacting with their peers?
Good. I can see what I've seen in the past, that it's always difficult for both parties, both the Kathy and Nancy and for our children, to really establish something until you can get the communication going, and that's always slow starting, because you have to make an effort to try to understand, and sometimes you have to restate things. Again, I feel like Nancy is able to verbally interact better and understand what's happening, although by their work, Kathy sometimes seems to show that she's got a good grasp of how to write it. She really writes English well.
She does.
Yeah.
I've been helping her with her homework. She's phenomenal.
Yeah, she's really phenomenal. So.
That's excellent. So,
Yeah.
I guess you'd say they're a little slow as far as communication with their peers to start, but now it's been 2 full weeks of school for them. How are they doing as far as making friends in class? Are they getting along with anyone?
Yeah.
With everyone?
There's a few children. There's one girl in particular who will put herself out there. If she has to ask you something, she will just directly ask you, and they seem to be getting a little more of a relationship there with this particular child. There's a couple children who've been sick this week, and they also, one in particular will reach out to both Nancy and Kathy and try to include them in what they're playing. And I've seen other children too at recess ask them if they want to play, and sometimes they say no though. So.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So I guess just observing Nancy and Kathy, what do you think are their favorite things so far in American schools?
Favorite things so far? They seem to like the art projects we do.
Yeah.
Today we made a little purse out of duct tape, believe it or not. So, and they seem to really like to do those things. And I would say math. They both excel extremely at math and do quite well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you see them struggling with?
Again, I would just say the common, trying to speak the language and use the language. I've been trying as a teacher too to incorporate more lessons where even our kids can benefit from learning the correct way of saying things, and so I'll put them in groups and make them have actual conversations. So it'll be the 5th grade with Kathy and the 6th grade with Nancy, and they've been having fun asking different questions and laughing and responding, and they all seem to get what's going on. And Nancy and Kathy seem to understand that when we do that. But just using language more and more and pushing themselves to just ask a question, either of me or of their classmates, to not be afraid to do that. It takes communication on both parts, really.
So they haven't been giving you too much trouble then?
No trouble at all, none.
Excellent. So what are some fun things you guys been up to this week?
This week, what did we do? We did our art project. We typically do one a week. Science, we did a little bit of work with circuits, with parallel and series circuit. A boy brought in something. We don't have a lot of extra little things here, but a boy brought in his, he had a little motor on one that spun like a little windmill, and then he had a little light, and he also had a little horn, and so we demonstrated the series and the parallel circuits on there, and what happens if you remove one, and how if you have a series, then it's all, if you remove one part of it, it's all going to go out. Like the old Christmas lights used to be strong. When you lose one bulb, you lose all of them.
I love science.
So.
I remember that in parallels, right? You can have one that's closed, but the other one's still going.
Yep, and the other one will still work.
Cool.
So that was good.
Sounds fun. Did they do anything cool for sports this week?
They've just been doing badminton,
Badminton.
and then I think on Monday they did a little bit of filming with playing some basketball with the girls. I know.
Yeah, they had a scrimmage.
That was really great that they could do that. I wish they could have played more in the games. I think it's a good experience for them. Good confidence builder.
For being here for 2 weeks for them to actually play, that was pretty cool. They loved playing Monday. It was fun.
Yeah, that's good. That's good for them.
Is there anything we can do for you to help out with the kids?
You know, their behavior is great. Their work, they do their work. Just encouraging them, like maybe challenge them to ask them first of all who, maybe if they have a friend or someone they feel comfortable talking to, and then think of a question. And then maybe at night when they come back home, ask them if they actually asked that question or tried to make a conversation, and encourage them to do, you know, pick a boy or pick someone who they might not normally talk to, just to ask a question that they want to know, and then with the follow-through being, did they actually do it? Maybe having that challenge would give them a little more confidence too.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, and if they, you know, to tell them if you need someone to help out, you know, to talk to me. Say, I've been trying to ask. I want to ask him this question, but I need a little help in asking it, because I'll always, you know, help them do that. But I think it would be good just to kind of try to force them to talk a little bit more, to use it. I think that would help them get over maybe some fear they might have of misspeaking.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I think that's a great idea, Miss Krausy. Thank you.
Yeah.
You've been very wonderful with helping PSA and everything, and we really appreciate everything you've been doing for us. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's fun. We're enjoying it. It's a special opportunity for us too. It's
Excellent.
good.
What's on the horizons for next week?
Next week is Valentine's Day here in America.
Oh boy.
So we are going to be making some special bags to put our Valentines in, and we will also we have a little bit of a party on Wednesday. It tends to end up being a lot of candy, a lot of chocolate and sweets and things.
I bet they love that.
On Thursday, I think, is Valentine's Day, and it's also our Spirit Week is next week.
Okay.
Which means it's getting towards the end of our basketball season when we have a lot of tournaments.
Yeah.
And so on Friday we have a pep rally for there's a big tournament at Eastside Lutheran High School or grade school for the 7th and 8th grade, so the A teams. And so next week, Monday, is Sports Day, and you dress up with your favorite sports clothing. I believe it's on our calendar too for your guys' reference.
We're gonna have to give them some Badger gear then for that day.
Perfect. Yep, that's
That
great.
sounds good.
Yeah, so they can wear that, and then second day I think is sports or hat and tie day, and then Wednesday I think might be dress up day where you dress nice. Thursday is crazy hair day, and then Friday would be Holy Cross Day where you wear green and white. So
Okay. We will have them prepared for that. That sounds really good.
yeah, you might want to just verify on the calendar. It says on our calendar too what the days are. So.
Alright, that sounds good.
So everybody tries to dress up, and then there's a little competition too to see who has the greatest participation. So
Well, that sounds good.
yeah,
Miss Krausy, do you have any questions for me?
I don't, not right now.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Awesome.
Yeah.